What's up, people? This video comes to us from Giovanna Olmedo. My full anabolic cycle to get shredded / cheating on my diet / heart and something. Okay, interesting. If you guys have any other recommendations for YouTubers or videos that you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment, please, or just send me an email. But leave me a comment. It's better for my SEO.
Okay, so I don't really know how I'm going to start this video or what direction I'm going to take it in or what order I'm going to say things. There's a bunch of things I want to talk about right now, and there's a lot of things going through my mind, a lot of questions that I'm asking myself right now, and I want to talk about it. I want to start off by saying that today I literally thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I know how it happened, but I don't know how I got to the period in my mind to allow myself to do the things that enabled my body to be in a position where I thought I was literally gonna have a heart attack. Today, I cheated on my diet. And I went all out. I've been dieting now for 115 days. We are 3 days out from the Body Power Show. It is Wednesday. I ate a considerable amount of shit today. Actually had a list of everything I ate, I guess, to hold myself accountable. I guess I just wanted to like really put into perspective like the things that I did eat. It just baffles me like how this even happened, like how a switch just goes after being so strong for so long and not cheating once, and then this happens. So 2 grenade bars, 2 other protein bars, 3 protein pancakes, some mozzarella cheese bites that are in the freezer. We have half a tub of Biscoff paste, half a tub of crunchy peanut butter, 200 grams of blueberries, 3 rice cakes, 2 mini yum yums from Greg's, a Greg's pizza slice, 3 Subway cookies, a KFC white chocolate cookie, a waffle from a dessert place, a serving of coconut ice cream, a glass of milk, cookie dough dessert, and a fried chicken and hash brown sandwich from KFC. I consumed all this food within probably about 3 hours, and it's like I couldn't fucking stop. I feel like I have no control over myself right now. I did this exact same thing on Sunday, which was literally 4 days ago, and well, this is my physique day video this morning. This is what I sent to my coach, and I look the leanest I have ever looked in my entire life. I woke up this morning 190.8 pounds. Based on the scale, that is 6.2 pounds lower than my stage day weight. I have been literally destroying myself 2 hours a day on the Stairmaster. I've been burning 550 calories each Stairmaster session, so 1,100 calories in cardio. I've been consuming 1,600 calories for the past week and a half, so I'm literally surviving right now at about 400 to 500 calories. And it just got to the point on Sunday where I just broke, and I was outside Domino's Pizza when I said I was going to go to Pure Gym and do more cardio, and I was out there and I ate an extra large.
I thought this was a joke in the beginning. I thought this video was like a joke. It was like satire. Where I was like, oh, he's making a joke about cheating on his diet, how he feels really bad. I guess cheating on your diet, if you're like 3 days out from a competition, is probably bad. That's probably because there's like actual like real world consequences for that. I thought he was going to talk about his anabolic cycle. Is that like a steroid cycle? I'm assuming. Why aren't you talking about that? Okay, like, okay, now look, before I say this, like, everybody's been there. Everybody's been in a situation where like you feel like you can't stop eating. I'm sure this guy knows though that you can stop. All it takes is the conscious decision to stop, and you can stop, right? I'm assuming that he believes that to be true, right? And that's honestly that's what's missing from people who have this problem is the belief that they can just stop, right? Which is why my advice for them is so simple. It's like, has it ever occurred to you to just not do it, right? Has that like ever occurred to you, right? Like you make this like, and okay, it's a little bit of like, it's a little premeditated here because like I'm sure he was thinking as he was like eating all of this food, he's like, oh, this would make a great video. I know exactly what I'll do. I'll like fall down on the couch and pretend like I'm really, I'm really frustrated with myself, and I'll tell them I ate all this food, and I know I'll write it all down so that I can track it effectively, or maybe I'll write it all down so that I can like rattle it off clearly in the beginning of my YouTube video, right? Entertaining, I guess. Like homeboy looks very good. Like what a body! Oh my god! Like how do I 2 hours a day on the Stairmaster? I'm not ready to do that, but dude looks very good. I guess he's almost at a competition. But like, again, has it ever occurred to any of you to just not do this, right? You're addicted to drinking alcohol. Oh my God. Has it ever occurred to you to just not drink, or to have one and stop? Oh, but I can't stop. Once you start, you can't stop. Yeah, actually you can. You can, very simply. You have one. And then when you think to yourself, oh, should I have another one? You say no, and you stop. Crazy thought, right? Crazy thought. But you know what that would imply? That you actually have control over yourself. And that's a scary thought, to think that you have control. Because if you have control, that means If you do something wrong, it's your fault. And if you do something wrong over and over again, it's your fault. And if you do something wrong so many times that it affects your life negatively, guess what? It's your fault. And not only is it your fault, but it's easy to change by just not doing it anymore. But anyway, let's see where he's going with this.
Large pepperoni passion. I had nachos, I had barbecue wings, and I was dipping it in barbecue and garlic sauce, and it felt so good. And afterwards, I was so ashamed. And this is where the spiral of the past 4 days have begun, because I've been doing things that could potentially put my health in a position that can't be changed, and it could damage me for a very long time. And now I'm going to talk about that. Based on the way I felt on Sunday after the cheat day, I decided that I could, recreate exactly what I did after my cheat day, which was a day and a half off my diet after my very first show, which was the Extra show. It took me essentially 3 days, 2 zero carb days and 1 low carb day to get back to the physique that I had on show day. I can just do that exact same thing, and that's exactly what I did, but I didn't just do that. I decided to take a laxative, I decided to take a diuretic, I decided to up my clen, I decided to take a little bit more tren. And over the past few days, I've been spiraling and almost messing with my mental state on what it actually takes to create a better physique, whether that be hard work or just more cardio, lower carbs, and a bunch more drugs, and what I can somehow create a better physique through doing detrimental things to my body that could permanently damage me over the 100 days that I previously spent dieting for a first show. After the cheat that I had on Sunday, I decided to do all those things, and then I woke up with the physique update that I just showed you, looking the best I ever looked. And then today I was like, oh, I can just do exactly the same thing. I'm competing in 3 days. It only takes me 3 days to do that exact same thing. So I proceeded to just eat and eat and eat and eat, and I was like, oh, I can just reverse into the show. Instead of carving up into the show, I can eat a shit ton of carbs, fats, and sugars today, and then plummet down, put my body through even more stress, damage my health that much more. I feel like everything's just falling apart, and I feel like I have no control. I feel like I have no balance. It's not whether I want to diet anymore. It's not whether I want to train anymore. It's not whether I want to step on stage at Body Power, because God knows I've been killing myself for that show more than I ever thought that I could. But it's whether I want to put my health through that anymore, and I feel so much pressure having to step on stage. I feel like I can't step away from.
Okay, homie, take a Xanax, just chill. It's okay, everything's fine. Calm down. No need to get like so emotional about this, right? Again, look at it from a factual standpoint. What's the worst that could happen? The actual worst. Okay, you're not going to die from, eating junk food, binging on junk food for like a week. The worst that could happen is you you lose your competition. That's it. You lost. Oh my God, so bad, right? Big deal. Just chill. Okay, number 1. Number 2, he said he's taking tren, and he upped his tren. Right, tren is trenbolone. For those of you who don't know, it's it's an extremely effective steroid that has very pronounced side effects on your mental state. Okay, so when you take tren, it just kind of like fucks with your head, and it's like something that you should tread lightly, right? And when he says he's taking clen, I think clenbuterol, which is a fat burner, that's fine. But like, so that for sure has something to do with erratic behavior, let's call it. How in terms of like this being an effective strategy to lean out for a show, it's possible, right? But like, again, at the end of the day, all this comes down to, like I say in every single video about every single person that has this problem, it just comes down to making the choice to eat the right thing, right? Everybody goes through periods where they feel a desire to eat unhealthy food. Everybody. No, it's not like there's people who are immune to that, right? But at the end of the day, you have a choice. You can decide to do it or decide to not do it. Straight up. Now, he seems very, honestly, like the vibe I get from this guy, he just needs somebody to talk to. He needs to like tell people what's going on, probably to just like hear himself say it, so that he can kind of like come to the solution on his own, I think, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. He seems very distraught. This is somebody who has a problem, right? Not these girls who are like, oh my God, like I ate peanut butter today. I feel so bad because like peanut butter is delicious. Like that's not somebody who's sad. This is somebody who is clearly experiencing distress, okay? So again, like I said, tren, not good to take too much. Like you start to get a little weird. And bodybuilding has never been about health, like period. It's not about health. It's about beauty. It's about the look, right? So what do you expect, right? Like it's your physical health will suffer because you're playing with your weight too much. You're getting too lean. Like that level of leanness is impossible to maintain year round. Like if you try to maintain that year round, you'll probably be dead within a couple of years for sure. Yeah, like, and I guess like when you do that to your body and you add drugs on top of it, it's going to affect your decision-making process. Anyway, I'm caught up.
From the competition like any normal person could that isn't on social media, because I've got people coming to Body Power that want to see me. My family have bought tickets. TM Cycles, he's another YouTuber guy that's on social media. He didn't get the qualification he wanted in a different show, and he decided to do Body Power to step on stage with me for a bit of friendly rivalry. And he's essentially said the only reason he's doing that show and continued pushing himself is to step on stage with me, to have a good time on stage. And I can't let him down. I can't not step on stage when he is just dieted for another week and a half. My family are really looking forward to seeing me on stage, and some of you guys are going to be at Body Power, and just like I feel like I put so much unnecessary pressure on myself, and I don't even know what to say. I feel like I'm losing control right now. I'm cheating on my diet because I've reconditioned my mind to think that I can get back in shape within 3 days of pushing myself with drugs, extra cardio, and super low carbs, which I can do. But it's not the right thing to do. It's not healthy. It's a mix between being an addict. It's a mix between having a eating disorder. It's a mix between not knowing who I am as a person, okay, having an issue with my identity and why I'm doing things, whether I'm doing it for other people or myself. There is so much going on in my head right now, and I just don't know what to do, because like, yes, I can continue dieting, and I've cheated on my diet today, so the only way I can essentially get back to the physique that I was in the physique update that I just showed you is to take the drugs, and is to do the low carbs, and is to, but can my body take any more? I may look healthy on the outside, but I guarantee you my body is screaming from the inside. Like, I was with Brittany, she's just gone through cardio, so proud that we have gone through this journey together, but she was with me, and she was like, Brandon, like, I don't want you to do this show. I don't want you to do this show because you're not the same anymore. She's just worried about me, and I'm kind of worried about me too. I'm questioning whether I'm going to do the Body Power show. I want to do it because I have no problem doing this diet for another 3 days, and I'm not going to moan and bitch and be like, I'm ashamed of cheating on my diet, because everyone goes through moments of slip-ups. Everyone that steps on stage goes through moments that aren't on camera. They have no one to hold them accountable other than themselves, and that must be really freaking nice to not have to record a physique update, or to not feel like you have to, present your, updated physique on Instagram for people to see, and if you slipped up, you can't do that because you're not going to look as good as you did the day before. You can't hide away and just be vulnerable. It's what happens when you record a shredding series and you document the whole journey and you share it all. You don't get that privilege anymore to be able to slip up, and you don't get to just drop out of a show because you're worried about your heart health, and you're worried about the fact that you almost just had a heart attack and your girlfriend had to comfort you because you were literally having heart palpitations. I feel like I can't do that in silence.
All right, it's not a heart attack, dog. It's an anxiety attack. You clearly need like a prescription for Xanax, or just one. You'll be fine, or get some Phenibut or something. So this actually, interestingly, I've told this story before, but back, it was a while ago, there used to be this guy, he was a professional MMA fighter back in the beginning of MMA, and he changed from that into being a trainer. He would prescribe workouts for people who were interested in MMA. His name was Ross or something Ross. I forget what it was. Anyway, he was telling a story about his friend who went to a boxing camp to prepare him to go pro, because his friend was regional champion, got selected for this camp, and got the opportunity to go, and the camp was 2 months or something, or 3 months, and his friend went to the camp and ended up coming back after, I don't know, I think 3 weeks or something. And he had a conversation with his friend, and his friend told him, he's like, if this is what it takes to be a champion, I don't want to be a champion, right? Straight up. And that quote stuck with me for a long time. And it seems, of course, this is a little bit of making it dramatic and touching on the whole, I have an eating disorder, this is not healthy, I'm going to die, I'm going to have a heart attack. No, it's an anxiety attack. Touching on all those things, he seems pretty stressed out for sure. But if you want to be a champion, dog, this is what it takes to be a champion. You know what I mean? And fine, he's not, he's thinking about not doing the show. That's your choice for sure. I'm not, nobody's pressuring you to do the show. And I don't think anybody who's close to this guy would tell him to do it. I mean, in my opinion, it seems like a waste to train for 3 months and give up 3 days before it happened because of a momentary lapse in discipline. Why not just make a conscious choice to eat healthy food and get a Xanax, or go fucking jerk off or something. Just chill yourself out, bro. It doesn't have to be this crazy. Maybe dial back the trend a little bit. You know what I mean? It's the problem here is that somebody who's going through that, he doesn't think he has control, but you always have control all the time, even when you think you don't. The buck always stops with you. You always have control. You can always decide what you want to do. There's nobody else is moving your body and making you do things. It's you. You're choosing to do it. So just choose something else.
That's shit. You know what? Just so you understand the severity of things, I'm gonna just tell you what I'm taking right now. I haven't made a supplement video. I haven't told you what I'm actually like, taking supplement-wise. Well, that's about to happen. Alright, so we're just sat on my kitchen floor and we're about to go through the drawer of drugs that might surprise you, because if you're a natural lifter, there's a lot of things you may not know about, or there's a lot of drugs that you may not have heard about, that someone that is unnatural and competes on an unnatural stage, that enables us to diet on lower calories than a natural. If you're unnatural, you have the potential to push your body further. I'm not, discrediting naturals, because they obviously can push their bodies just as hard. It just may not yield the same results unless they're genetically gifted. But we're gonna start off small. First off, we have the stuff that's, completely natural. We have a multivitamin. This is twice a day. Next, we have Support Max. This is if you're not natural. I have to take 4 of these every single day, and these help keep my liver healthy. We have Support Max Neuro. When my body feels like it's having an anxiety attack because I'm on such low calories and I feel like I'm gonna pass out after a workout, this helps chill me out. We have some 5-HTP. This is the happy hormone. Preps a stressful time, and when you feel like a little bit depressed from body dysmorphia, the pressure of competing, or just like you just feel like you're having a shit day, 5-HTP on a night time helps you get to sleep. Then we have vitamin C. We're currently having about 5,000 mgs of this a day because it's a natural diuretic, if you didn't know. Maximize. This is a digestive enzyme which I have been overdosing on ever since I've been cheating.
Okay, you can't overdose on digestive enzymes. I mean, you can take more than what's recommended, which I guess is technically an overdose. 5-HTP, that is a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, or serotonin, something like that. No, it's not an SSRI. It makes your body reuse more serotonin. Maybe it is an SSRI. It's like a weak one. Basically, they say to people who take, if you take ecstasy, right, you're supposed to take 5-HTP after you take ecstasy to help get rid of the hangover, right, to get rid of the come down, basically, because it makes your brain produce more serotonin, which calms you down. He said he takes it for sleep. I mean, I think melatonin might be the better choice there. Multivitamin, the jury's out on if those actually do anything. What else did he take? Oh, vitamin C. Okay, so the thing with vitamin C is that vitamin C is actually made up of 50 different things, but commercially available vitamin C is ascorbic acid, right? It's only one of those things. So all of these studies, a lot of the times, unfortunately, in studies, you'll see you have to pay attention to where the vitamin C is coming from. If it comes from actually foods that contain vitamin C, then it's more accurate. But if they just take some vitamin C extract, which is ascorbic acid essentially, then it's not really an accurate measurement of whether or not vitamin C is doing something, because if vitamin C, like I said, is 20 different things and you pick out one of them, that's not really a good judgment as far as what vitamin C does. Is it really a diuretic? I don't know. I've never taken it for diuretic effect, maybe. But what else is he taking? He didn't say what this was. He said he takes that when feels like he's having an anxiety attack. I don't know. All right.
A day, because it's a natural diuretic, if you didn't know. Maximize. This is a digestive enzyme which I have been overdosing on ever since I've been cheating, just so my digestive system's working and I'm really just processing all the food, and none of it's just laying dormant in my stomach, so I want to be as tight as possible. So I've really been overdosing on these, which I probably shouldn't have. Ashwagandha. This is another thing that I like to take in the morning or on the nighttime.
This is anti-anxiety as well. It's an Ayurvedic herb, ashwagandha. A lot of people report it being an anti-anxiety pill, but a lot of people also report adding, giving them anxiety or feeling like shit. So, I've also been like this and had 15 different supplements that I'm taking in a given day. And not that it's difficult to tell what's doing what. I think over enough time, when you learn your body, you work one in at a time and you work one out. You do learn what is doing what, what's responsible for what behavior or mental state. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but it doesn't seem like maybe he's paying too close attention to what the effect that these are having on him are. Maybe I'm prejudging. I'm not sure.
On the night time, because it does help chill you out. I'm not going to explain fully about what all of these things do. You can Google them, but ashwagandha on the night time. Next, we have melatonin. This is what helps me get to sleep at night, because when you take Tren, which is the probably most potent drug that I take, you have sleepless nights. I managed to get probably 3 hours of sleep solid. I'll wake up an hour, I'll go to sleep an hour, I'll wake up, I'll go to sleep, and I pretty much have the shittest sleep right now. Even these don't help anymore. Now I have to take Brittany's old anxiety medicine for when she used to feel like she had anxiety. She doesn't now. Everything's fine.
Yeah. So Tren is not good. Tren is I don't want to say it's dangerous. It just has side effects that are you don't want to deal with. I'm not sure how much melatonin he's taking. There's basically the thing with melatonin is that it's extremely effective at the very low dose and the very high dose, right? The very high dose would be 10 milligrams a night, right? Take 10 milligrams a night, which a lot of people would say, oh, that's not safe, that's dangerous. I've taken that for an extended period of time. I've been just fine. Other people will be oh, you only need 0.1 milligram or something like that. And that's also apparently effective. I'm not sure how much he's taking. I don't know how much those pills are. But it might be if you're having trouble sleeping from Tren. I don't know. I've never taken Tren, so I can't really comment. But just maybe maybe up the dose.
Time, but she still has it, and I find myself taking an anxiety pill before bed so I can sleep. We have vitamin D3. Next, we're going on to some of the unnatural stuff that should put things more into perspective for you on the sense of why the fuck I'm doing this to my body to just look like a certain way on stage for 30 seconds to be judged by other people, and for the entertainment of other people as well. Over than my own personal goals, but realistically it's getting to the point now in my head where I'm not even doing it for myself, I'm doing it because I said I was going to do it, and now I don't want to do it. I'm just taking all these drugs right now for the pleasure of other people, which, I don't know. We're going to start off with the orals. First, we have oxandrolone. This is essentially Anavar, and it's a hardening agent. I take 50 milligrams of this every single morning. Next, we have Stano. This.
Wow. Okay. So 50 milligrams of Anavar. So basically, I'm not sure what his entire cycle is, but like, that's a that's a good sized dose of Anavar. The problem with Anavar is that, and really any of these drugs, is that they crash your natural testosterone production. And when your body's not producing testosterone, you're going to feel like absolute garbage. You feel like shit. I'm sure I think he'll say at some point that he's taking actual testosterone. But 50 milligrams of Anavar a day, I'm not sure if he's been doing that for 3 months, but that's a moderate dose for 3 months, which is like, you shouldn't take that much. And that's not even all he's taking. That's like the first thing. But like he said, it's a hardening agent. Like your muscles will look harder. You'll be a little bit stronger. You'll lean out a little bit. For competition, it's good, but yeah.
Is Winstrol. I'll take 50 milligrams.
He's also taking Winstrol. All right, so that also has a lot of side effects, right? It's kind of like Anavar, just like a little bit. I don't want to say a little bit stronger, but it's hard on your joints, and it'll make you build muscle much faster. But it's like there's a lot of side effects from that too. So I know less about Winstrol just because like the side effect profile, it scares me a little bit.
Of this in the morning, 50 milligrams on the nighttime, and what this is.
He's taking 100 milligrams of Winstrol. Also, that's a lot, to give you an idea. Like this is, I'm kind of curious, like how big his total is. But
what it does is it gets rid of all the water in your body, and it's not really good for joint pain because when you're trying to squat heavy and you've got no water protecting your joints, you know, it kind of sucks. Proviron, this shit is so strong and it really dries you out around the midsection and everywhere, especially on the legs. I take 75 milligrams of this in the morning. Then we have
Proviron. I forgot what that is. I think that's a steroid also. Yeah, I think. Oh God, what does that do? I don't remember what that one does off the top of my head. I think they take it for like if you have. I don't know. I don't remember. What is this one that he's taking?
Clenbuterol, the fat burner of the unnatural world. I was taking 40 milligram, then I was taking 80, and as of the past 5 days, I've been taking 120.
That's also a very high dose of Clen. I mean, I know he's about to compete, but like 100 milligrams of Winstrol, 50 milligrams of Anavar, 80 milligrams of Proviron a day. And what is this? Clenbuterol, 120 Clen. It's like, I mean, you know, all this just to binge. Like, would you reduce the dose and just like eat real food? I don't know.
Makes me feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack every single day because I'm literally holding my steering wheel.
Yeah, so this also has a lot of very bad side effects, right? Clen is known to be very bad for your heart. So, you know, you're probably not gonna have a heart attack. This stuff probably just, like all these drugs you're taking probably just leads to an anxiety attack. You know, I'm not saying a heart attack is impossible, but when you think you're having a heart attack or going to have a heart attack, that's normally just an anxiety attack.
And I'll be shaking, my body just won't stop shaking, and it's because of Clen. Next on the sweetie list, we have T3. This is to stop my thyroid from slowing down and to basically allow me to continue to burn fat and to
So it's not really to keep your thyroid from slowing. I mean, maybe it is, but the whole thing with T3 is that, like, in a nutshell, basically you can eat whatever you want, and as long as you're taking enough of this, you're not going to get fat, right? It's like if you're looking for like a magic hormone to allow you to eat whatever you want and not get fat, it's this. Okay, T3. I want to say thyrosin is what it's called, or is that T4? I'm not really sure. But yeah, okay. What else?
Stop my metabolism essentially plateauing. T3 is to boost your thyroid so you don't ever stop losing weight. I'll take 25 milligram in the morning, 25 midday, and 25 on the night time. Arimidex, I'll take one of these every 3 to 4 days.
So I'm not sure if that's a high dose of T3. I just don't know anything about it. Arimidex, that's an anti-estrogen. I don't know if that's, so there's two types of okay, so basically when people do steroids, they it messes with your hormone levels. I think what it is, oh, that's right. Okay, so your testosterone, it does what's called aromatization, right? Which is where the testosterone is converted into estrogen. And if you have very high estrogen as a man, you're going to have a lot of very unpleasant side effects, right? You're going to retain water. You're going, like the whole like bitch tits thing. You'll actually like develop breast tissue. It's not pleasant. So people will take Arimidex to lower the estrogen, right? There's two types. There's one, it's called a suicidal inhibitor, which is where it actually like, I think it like binds to the estrogen molecule and like kills it somehow, or like makes it so that it can't bind to the receptor site. And the other one, which I think Arimidex is it does something else. I don't know. So whatever, anyway.
I'll probably take 2.5 of these a week. This is to decrease side effects. Now let's move on to the juicy stuff, which is the injectables. This is what everyone wants to fucking know about, apparently. Testosterone propionate. I'll be doing 0.5 ml of this, which is actually not that much. 0.5 ml Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A mass from propionate, it's a fast.
So he doesn't say how many milligrams per milliliter. So like basically the way that it works with these like injectable drugs is, for example, it'll be, you know, testosterone. Testosterone propionate is one that like your body metabolizes it very quickly. Like you need to do it, I think, every day. Test prop. But what was I saying? Fuck, I already forgot what I was saying. What did he say?
25 milligram in the morning. 20 to decrease side effects. Now let's move on to the juicy stuff, which is the injectables. This is what everyone wants to fucking know about, apparently. Testosterone propionate. I'll be doing 0.5 ml of this, which is actually not that much.
Right. Yeah. So like he doesn't say how many milligrams per milliliter. So like for example, I want to say like maybe like 250 or 300. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. But basically, like per milliliter of solution, you have a certain number of milligrams of the actual drug itself. So like normally, like based on what he looks like now, like because when you do like high dose testosterone, it changes like what you look like. You get these like super like caveman features, like body hair increase, and like he's got like a boyish look, right? And not really any skin problems either. Test makes you break out. So like what I think he's doing is just a very low dose of this, just to like boost back his testosterone. Because all these other drugs will crash your natural production, right? So like at least if your natural production is crashed and you're injecting actual testosterone, you still have testosterone in your body. You know what I mean? So like they say to run like low dose tests if you're going to do like all this other shit.
0.5 ml Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A Mastron propionate. It's a fast acting Mastron, and I'll be doing this half.
Yeah. So Mastron, I think that like it's more for like leaning you out and building like really lean muscle, but slowly. I guess people use it like contest prep before a show. Yeah.
Ml Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then we have the godfather of all steroids. We have Tren Ace. This is a fast acting Tren, and I'll be taking 1 ml of this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
So 1 ml 3 times a week, which he didn't say how much that is.
I will mix these two in one syringe, this in another one, and I'll inject it in different locations. I do my legs, I do my shoulders, I do my glutes, and sometimes it's really freaking painful because you'll hit a nerve and you feel like you got a butter knife and you stabbed it into yourself. You essentially feel like you're, self-harming. When you already feel vulnerable and you already feel like you are doing so much to your body, and then you have the overwhelming sensation of a stab wound, feels great. So that is pretty much it as far as...
All right, that's a little over dramatic, dog. Like, you know, come on. This is like, I don't know, like a little bit of like attention-seeking behavior here. I mean, he's stressed out. Like, dude looks like he's like sweating even just talking. I'm sure this is like affecting his mental state. All these drugs, definitely. But like a stab wound, no. It's a needle, dog. It's not a stab wound. You know, like I don't know, a little dramatic, bro. A little.
What I'm putting into my body, I hope that if anything, you can be convinced by this video to stay natural and to not do these things to your body, because this isn't me giving you the knowledge to go do it. This is me telling you to not do it because it is not fucking worth it. It really isn't. Like, to look a certain way on stage for just 30 seconds to be judged and critiqued so unfairly based on the Exeter show, like, that is absolute bullshit. I have had so many people messaging me on Instagram, on YouTube, emails, in person, and they're just like, Brandon, you were freaking robbed. And truthfully, the guy that won, I'm just gonna say it, and I don't really give a shit who sees this, the guy that won, he won because he had a tighter midsection than me. He had no back, no legs, no shoulders, no chest, but we're doing classic bodybuilding, and the width of his shoulders didn't matter. It mattered that he had tighter abs than me in a classic bodybuilding show, but the guy had the shittest physique on stage. Like, he should have come fifth, and he won because he had better abs than everyone. I'm putting all these things in my body for a show that is judged like that. I'm still not sorry that I come second. I still think Lee should have got first. I'm happy with second, and this isn't just the federation that I competed in. This is bodybuilding in general. I am not slating PCA whatsoever. They are a fucking incredible federation. They run their show so smoothly. They don't mess up.
Oh my god. Yeah, I guess people who are like getting into fitness or know nothing about fitness, they don't know that like the professional bodybuilding world is full of people who are like mentally ill. But like there's a difference. I'm sorry, dog, like props to you. Like, you work very hard, you look amazing. I trade places with you in a second. But there's a difference between doing like 1.5 grams of fucking steroids per week and, you know, doing like a little bit maybe to like improve your general level of health so that you can look not like you're about to compete on stage in some like you said, like judged on like retarded criteria, and just like live a more like a higher quality of life from like a tiny little dose, you know what I mean? Or periodic doses here and there. It's not like it doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be like nothing or like fucking, you know, your entire, like your drug drawer, you like pull everything out and like show people who come to your house. But yeah, like bodybuilding, I don't understand the appeal, right? I mean, I understand looking good, but like you're going to do that to yourself to like flex on stage for, like he said, 30 seconds. I thought it was longer than that. I guess not.
Music, they treat their athletes like gold, but that was bullshit, and it happens in every single bodybuilding federation because that is what bodybuilding is. It would be a dream of mine to be a judge on a bodybuilding panel because I know that I would judge that shit so fairly and it would be so just, and the decisions I would make sense. Not a guy winning a classic bodybuilding show because he had better abs. Mate, this isn't men's physique, it's classic bodybuilding. That's my little rant. I wasn't originally gonna rant on that. That wasn't what this video was about, but that just fell out. And I'm going to keep it in the video because it's my YouTube channel and you know that you will never receive anything less from me than what is 100% in my mind. The direction I want to take the final part of this video in is I am going to be continuing to diet for the next 2 days. I have so many plans in place. I have so much going on as far as like plans I've made for other people in terms of the after body power party and in terms of, you know, me going to the show, and plans I've made with my sponsor in terms of giving me the time to compete and to be on stage. And obviously, like, there is no way that I can go to body power and watch Brittany compete and not step on stage myself, considering we have just gone through this journey together. So like, I feel like I have to just do it regardless to respect Brittany and to honor Brittany, not because of any other reason, just to honor the fact that we have been going through this together. You know what? The fuck up today, I may not have the best physique that I possibly could have because of the fact that I did cheat on my diet today, but regardless of how I look, I still think that I could potentially look better than I did at the Exeter show, which is really all I want. It may not be as good as I wanted it to be, but I'm going to continue dieting. I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to do an hour on the Stairmaster. I'm going to do another hour on the Stairmaster post-workout. I'm going to do a not dangerously low-carb day, but I'm going to do a low-carb day, and I'm probably going to do another low-carb day on the Friday leading up to the show day, which is on Saturday. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm just going to continue doing what I should be doing. I'm not going to overdose on anything. I'm going to be taking no more laxatives. The list of things that I'm taking on this prep is outrageous. Like, it is so long if you was to put it on paper, but the crazy thing is it's not even that much. Like, it would alarm you, the amount of things that people put in their bodies, especially on a pro stage. There is so much that some of you guys probably have no idea about because no one's speaking about it on social media. There are some people that do speak about it, but no one actually goes into depth about it and lists someone's full supplement stack. To be completely transparent, that is everything I've been taking. It's been killing me. It's been making me feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. It's been making me feel uncomfortable, and this is all to step on stage for a single moment. On that note, I'm gonna end this video here because considering the fact that I am still gonna be stepping on stage, I need to go.
You know who he looks like? He looks like the Captain America guy, right? Doesn't he look like him? Okay, so yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, it seems like he just like this is like him talking himself through. Like, he's talking himself down from the ledge, basically, right? He's like, oh, I don't want to compete anymore. I'm so nervous. I'm so scared. I just had a heart attack, blah, blah, blah. And then the more he talks, the more, like, he calms down, like, focuses on, like, you know, just calms down, basically, like, sees things, I think, like, in literal terms, like, for what they actually are, not this, like, big, like, dramatic, you know. Interesting. I'm caught up, for sure. But, yeah, like, you know, I mean... I guess I just don't understand who this, like, who would do this, right? Like, you want to look good, okay, and, like, look good on Instagram, fine. But in terms of, like, going through all of that to compete, like, it's too much, right? You can, like, get famous on Instagram from not doing that. You can just be, like, a super ripped, like, good-looking guy and get basically all the same benefits, right? Or not. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really appeal to me. I guess maybe other people for sure. Yeah, good for him that he's actually going to go through it and do it. Like, be ashamed to throw all that work away just because, you know, you like slipped up a little bit. Okay, fine. You slipped up. Get back on the horse. Go crush your fucking show, dog.
Upstairs and have a bath with my bath salts because I've still been doing that for the past 2 weeks, and I will continue to do that for the next 2 days before we get on stage. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I don't know if I'm going to look as good as I want to on stage based on the most recent physique update that you have seen in this video. That's the best I've ever looked, and if I can somehow get back to that or recreate that look for the body power stage, then I think we definitely do have a good chance at placing at least top 3. I've been receiving so many messages that are like, you know, you're going to win the show, you're going to take it, you're going to win, and I have had such an incredible journey, you know, on this prep. Yeah, there's been so many ups and downs, but at the end of the day, like, it's been incredible. Like, it's brought me and Brittany so close together. Body power after festivities are going to be glorious. It's all going to be recorded for you guys, and that's another reason why I have to do it, because I've hired Zane, my videographer, to come and record the whole thing, and he's not cheap for dieting for $115 days. I feel like cheating on my diet twice isn't too bad, but I can't even hide that from you guys. I've shared so much, and that is the reason why I haven't been vlogging so much, and that is the reason why I probably haven't posted on YouTube in a week, because I haven't been able to put myself on camera because I've been so up and down. I haven't been able to record a vlog because I've felt so shit, and I felt so like, you know, I'm not gonna look as good in this video because I just cheated on my diet on Sunday, so I can't record a video Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I can't record today because I just cheated on my diet. I just wanted to tell you what was on my mind, what I'm going through, and I hope this can shed some light on what I've been doing, what a bodybuilding competitor might have to take, if you didn't know, on a prep to get his body in the condition that it needs to be to step on stage. But yeah guys, that is gonna be it for this one. If you enjoyed this video at all.
Yeah, so interesting. I honestly, like, what I got from what he just said now is literally the power of accountability, if nothing else, right? I don't, like, if imagine if he hadn't, I guess basically he did this like 100-day thing where he would like film his process of like training for this competition and blah blah blah, all the stuff that he did. I'm going to assume that if he didn't do that, he probably would not have pushed himself so hard, which I don't think necessarily is a bad thing. Okay, you like had like an anxiety attack a couple times and cheated on your diet twice because you maybe like push yourself a little too far. Fine. What's the actual like negative effect of that, other than maybe a few hours, let's say, of emotional pain, right? It's not so bad. But I think that if he hadn't been tracking everything and displaying everything for the entire world, he wouldn't have gone to these lengths. And this guy will probably win. I don't know, how old is this video? May 9th. Did he win? I wonder if he won. Anyway, whatever. I don't really care. Yeah, power of accountability. Like, fucking hold yourself accountable. Put that shit online. I love... I mean, I don't actually do this now, but like I'm thinking about it. I really should do it though. Hold myself accountable online for something that I want to do. It's a good idea. I don't want to be a bodybuilder. Anyway, thank you. Who was this? Giovanna? Thank you, Giovanna, for telling me to watch this video. It was interesting. Homie seems to have like gathered himself by the end of it. I don't know if he won, but looking like that, I would not be surprised. If you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.